Hey everyone, welcome to our countdown of the top 10 paradoxes that will overheat your brain. You know me, I love exploring the universe, the laws of physics, the mysteries of the cosmos, but sometimes the weirdest stuff isn't happening billions of light years away. It's happening right here in the realm of thought itself. Get ready to dive into some mind-bending concepts that challenge our understanding of reality. We're talking about those head-scratching scenarios where logic seems to twist in on itself, leaving us utterly perplexed. Fasten your seatbelts because things are about to get seriously strange. Alright, let's kick things off with a classic, the liar paradox. This one's a real brain twister. Imagine someone saying this statement is false. Okay, think about it. If the statement is actually true, then it means it must be false, right? Because that's what it claims. But hold on, if the statement is false, then it means what it's saying isn't true, which would make the statement true. It's a self-contradictory loop that leaves you spinning. Next up, we've got a paradox named after a very particular barber. Imagine a town with a barber who shaves all men who don't shave themselves. Seems straightforward enough, right? But here's the catch. Does the barber shave himself? If he does, then he shouldn't, because he only shaves those who don't shave themselves. But if he doesn't shave himself, then he fits the category of men he's supposed to shave. It's a paradox that highlights the limits of self-reference and set theory. Now, let's hop into our hypothetical time machine and explore the grandfather paradox. This one's a staple of science fiction, and for good reason. It makes you think about the mind-boggling implications of time travel. Imagine going back in time and, for whatever reason, preventing your grandfather from meeting your grandmother. Makes sense, right? Eliminate the cause, eliminate the effect, except if your grandfather never met your grandmother, then your parent wouldn't have been born, and neither would you. So how could you even exist to go back in time in the first place? Chapter 4. The Ship of Theseus. From time travel, we sail to the high seas with the Ship of Theseus. This paradox raises questions about identity and change over time. Imagine a ship, let's call it the Theseus, that sets sail. Over time, parts of the ship need replacing. A plank here, a sail there. Perfectly normal, right? But what if, over many years, every single part of the Theseus gets replaced? Is it still the same ship? If not, at what point did it stop being the original Theseus? Chapter 5, the paradox of the ravens. Time to shift gears a bit and talk about ravens and apples. I know it sounds random, but trust me on this one. The paradox of the ravens is all about logic and confirmation. Here's the gist. The statement, all ravens are black, is logically equivalent to the statement, all non-black things are non-ravens. Makes sense, right? But here's where it gets weird. If we see a green apple, which is a non-black thing, does that somehow confirm the statement, all ravens are black? It seems absurd, but logically it kind of fits. Chapter 6, Zeno's paradoxes. Alright, get ready to sprint into confusion with Zeno's paradoxes. These ancient Greek brain benders challenge our understanding of motion and infinity. One of the most famous ones involves a runner trying to reach a finish line. Zeno argued that to reach the finish line, the runner must first cover half the distance, then they must cover half of the remaining distance, and then half of that distance, and so on, infinitely, because you can always divide a distance in half. Zeno argued that the runner would never actually reach the finish line. Chapter 7. The paradox of the unexpected hanging. Next, we step into the courtroom for the paradox of the unexpected hanging. This one involves a particularly cruel judge and a condemned prisoner. The judge tells the prisoner he'll be hanged on one day next week, but the day of the hanging will be a surprise. Now, the prisoner starts thinking, if he's still alive on the last day of the week, then the hanging wouldn't be a surprise, right? So it can't happen on the last day. But then, if he's still alive on the second to last day, the same logic applies. It can't happen then either, because it wouldn't be a surprise. This reasoning continues, eliminating each day until there are no days left, but the judge's statement seemed sound. For our next paradox, we're going back to time travel, but this time we're bringing literature into the mix. The Bootstrap Paradox deals with the origin of information or objects in time travel scenarios. Imagine a time traveler goes back in time and gives Shakespeare a copy of Hamlet. Shakespeare then copies it, and well, the rest is history. But here's the paradox. Where did Hamlet originate? Did it come from Shakespeare or the time traveler? It's like a closed loop where the cause and effect are all tangled up. Let's get our hands dirty with the Sorites Paradox, also known as the heap paradox. This one grapples with vague concepts and where we draw the line. Imagine you have a heap of sand. Take away one grain of sand. Is it still a heap? Probably. Take away another grain. Still a heap, right? But if you keep removing grains one by one, at some point you won't have a heap anymore. The question is, when does that change happen? At what point does it stop being a heap? And finally, we'll wrap things up with a paradox that's straight out of Einstein's playbook, the twin paradox. This one highlights the truly bizarre nature of time dilation in special relativity. Imagine two twins. One stays on Earth while the other blasts off in a spaceship at a significant fraction of the speed of light. According to Einstein's theory, time actually slows down for the twin traveling at such high speeds relative to the twin on Earth. So when the spacefaring twin returns home, they'll actually be younger than their earthbound sibling. So there you have it, folks, our top 10 brain-bending paradoxes. Thanks for watching. Which paradox blew your mind the most? Let us know in the comments below. These paradoxes, as frustrating as they can be, really force us to think critically about our assumptions and the very nature of logic, time, and reality itself. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-bending content.